Hi everyone, welcome to today's video and thanks for tuning in. So what is 3 for 3 tag? Okay, so basically I had this idea when I was driving along this morning, half asleep, as you do, and I was thinking about fragrances, as you do, and I was thinking about the different notes in fragrance and the different notes that I really enjoy in fragrance, and I was thinking about if I could just pick 3 fragrances in my collection to represent the notes that I love, what would I choose? And it got me really thinking about what I had in my collection and what really does represent certain notes. And I thought it'd be fun to do a video based on that idea and end up with 9 fragrances in the video to talk about. So I have chosen my 3 notes and I have chosen my 3 fragrances per note. And I thought it'd be fun to make this into a tag video. I would love to see other people's choices. As it's a 3 for 3, I think I'd stick to the 3 theme and actually tag 3 people, 3 really great fragrance reviewers. There's no rules here. Talk about any fragrances that you love. The note hasn't got to be a main note, but I think it needs to be relevant in the fragrance, or that it just, you know, it does something for you, it's special for you. So my 3 tag choices today are going to be Claire at Smurfygurly. I think she's on holiday from tomorrow, so she probably won't be able to do this. Claire, do it whenever you want, if you even want to. You don't have to, but I thought it'd be fun. You've got a great selection of fragrances. If you've got time when you get back, if you fancy doing it, love to hear your fragrance choices. Also, I want to tag Sarah at Sarah Mays. She's got an absolutely amazing fragrance selection as well. Or from just, she's got a niche and she's got designer, and I love hearing about her fragrances and how she talks about them and what they mean to her. So again, Sarah, if you've got time, I'd love to hear your choices as well. And then last but not least, I'm going to choose Tony at Fragdicted. Love to hear your selection as well. From a man's point of view, what's your favourite 3 notes and then your favourite 3 fragrances? I'd love to know. I'm going to do my best to link my 3 tag YouTube channels below. I'm really rubbish at anything tech, and so far I haven't even been able to link my own Instagram page on my channel yet, which I don't know, everyone seems to be able to do it but me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So if I don't tag or link their channels below, I'm really sorry guys, I did try. But if you don't find them below, it's because I've literally given up and gone back to doing my washing up. So without further ado, let's just jump into this video. So my 3 notes, my first note, this is going to come as no shock whatsoever, but my favourite note is of course rose. I think about 40% of my entire fragrance collection is basically a rose fragrance. And obviously the rose is the most beautiful and classic scent. And I've mentioned before, it is a cornerstone of perfumery. I've got so many beautiful rose fragrances. How do I choose 3? I have chosen 3. I just don't think I could be without these particular rose fragrances. So my first rose fragrance that I will pick, and one that I couldn't be without, is Le Col Noir. I absolutely love this fragrance so much. It is just a bright, fruity, sweet, clean, slightly watery, slightly ethereal rose. This is actually a rose that Christian Dior has a whole garden of in France. And they actually named this fragrance after that particular garden, and it is full of centifolia roses. And this fragrance represents that rose and a celebration of that rose, and it obviously is a dedication to the place, or I think it's a place he used to live, or something like that. It is predominantly a rose fragrance. It has raspberry, it has peony, it's got lily of the valley, there's citruses, there's musk. It's done so beautifully. It's light, it's playful, it's very easy wearing. It's a spring, summer, lovely rose fragrance. So that's my first choice for my rose. So my second choice rose fragrance is slightly heavier and one you could wear for day and night. This is Stella, of course, the Stella, the one and only beautiful Stella McCartney Eau de Parfum. So this is much deeper, much more jammy. I think you could easily pull this off from day into night. It's got an amber base. It has also got peony and mandarin orange. It's slightly more earthy. It's just much richer, but it's not heavy. It's just beautiful. I tried to find out what particular rose was used in this fragrance, and I've read up and I just can't find anything, so I can't give you the specifics on what kind of rose it is. It's just a beautiful rose, basically. It's just a straight up, beautiful, true rose, and it's my number 2, and I can't be without it. So that's Stella. So number 3 is the delectable Delina. I don't think I could have a rose collection of fragrances without Delina. It was such a love at first sniff. It really, really was. It probably was the most instant love at first sniff I've ever had on a fragrance. It was just, yeah. So I've described this as being a fairy tale in a bottle. It is a romantic rose. It is a beautiful, luxurious rose. It's actually a Turkish rose. It has lychee, rhubarb, there's peony, bergamot. There's a bit of freshness in here, a bit of brightness. There's a beautiful, sharp, sort of sour rhubarb note. Overall, it is a powdery, luxurious, cushiony, just puff of loveliness, basically. It's sexy, it's sensual, and it's definitely a special occasion fragrance. So this would be my rose when I'm going to a wedding or when I'm going to some sort of event. I don't know, mostly romance, sort of a romantic nature, like a date night or going out for a lovely meal. This would be my first choice rose fragrance. So those are my top 3 choice fragrances for the note of rose. So the next note I want to talk about that I really enjoy in fragrances, and I always seem to detect it in my fragrances, is violet. This is my second choice. So what I enjoy about violet is an earthy, powdery scent. It's very similar to iris, but there's something slightly more green perhaps about it, or just slightly more woody in the scent. It does have a green touch, a sort of mossy touch perhaps, but something about a violet in fragrance, it brings this magical, whimsical element to the fragrance. Violet often to me does smell like the colour of the flower, a really pretty violety, purpley flower, and it really brings that into a fragrance, and I really do enjoy this beautiful note. So having said that, my first fragrance and a beautiful example of violet is Lolita Lempicka. This is the Eau de Toilette, and I don't hear people talk about this fragrance ever. So unlike the Eau de Parfum, the Eau de Toilette is light, it's delicate, it's so easy wearing, it's very much a spring, summer and autumn fragrance. What I love about it is there's a delicate sort of soft woodland violet vibe in this. I've had real trouble trying to find out the notes of this fragrance. If you go onto Fragrantica, there are countless versions and flankers of this particular fragrance. And I don't think this particular bottle even exists on Fragrantica. I've tried to find it, and the nearest I can find is, I think, a newer variation that has notes of cherry and musk and other various things, which I don't know if this has. But spraying it today, I think I do get a slight cherry vibe. I've never really even realised that it was there before, but I think that's what it is that's sweet in here. It's just a beautiful, delicate, sweet, woodsy violet scent. It's just so ethereal, magical, fun, but delicate. I do like that it's delicate and very, very easy to wear. I'm so happy that I've got this. I absolutely love this scent. It's my signature scent all through spring 2019, and yeah, I can't get enough of this one. So this is my first choice, violet. So that's Lolita Lempicka Eau de Toilette. So my second choice pick with violet is one that actually brings a much heavier violet, a much more truer, natural, but also richer violet as well. This is Splendiris by Docita. So here we have like I say, a more natural approach to the flower. So the beautiful note of violet in here has got an equal partnership with iris. They both have a very strong presence in this fragrance, a beautiful violet and iris scent. But it has a lovely density. It's orris root, ambergris and carrot seed. It gives you this really kind of warm, maybe even slightly sickly, but kind of warm, dense, meaty note. It kind of sits very, very low down, so it's perfect balance for this powdery, light, iris and violet floral. It's very addictive. Something about it, smelling this fragrance is very, very addictive, and I really, really enjoy it. This is my second choice. This is a fragrance that I would not want to be without, and I love it for its violet content. So this is Docita's Splendiris. So my third choice for violet fragrance is not actually an obvious one, and it's not an obvious note in this fragrance. This fragrance is a unique, dark, gothic, heavy fragrance, but I think it wouldn't be the same without the violet. It wouldn't be the magical thing that it is for me without the violet. This is Oud Satin Mood. Now this fragrance is very predominantly rose and oud, And you know, there are a lot of rose and oud fragrances on the market today, but this one stands out to me, and this one I really do enjoy, because the note of violet does something really playful in this fragrance. It softens it. It brings that lovely violety, powdery essence, a kind of a cushiony essence to this, and makes it slightly whimsical and very, very beautiful. I think violet can often be, you know, pigeonholed as being quite mature and quite sort of maybe slightly old-fashioned, kind of innocent sort of flower notes. Here it is gothic, it's sexy, it's dark, it's vampish, it's captivating. Provides a really sensual facet to this fragrance and makes it such a beautiful, beautiful scent. And it's definitely the reason why this fragrance to me smells blue, a blue rose. That is where you get this blue from. It is that beautiful violet note. This is my number 3, Oud Satin Mood by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So I have chosen the note of ambergris. Ambergris is a natural product. It is very rare, and it is found floating and bobbling along the sea, but it starts off in a sperm whale's intestines. It's to do with the secretions and not being able to digest certain crustaceans. Now that is a very rare thing to find, so of course produced synthetically, and I think it's called ambroxan if I'm not mistaken. So this obviously can be produced and put into fragrances. So why do I love ambergris? Ambergris provides a scent that is warm and salty and almost sickly in smell, but it is incredibly addictive, and it sits so beautifully when balanced with other notes in fragrance. So my first fragrance example that contains ambergris is a fragrance that I have been absolutely loving lately, and it is not one that I usually go for. It's not a typical sweet floral that I tend to go for. This is Black Rain, and it is by Rainier Fragrances. I could have chosen this as a fragrance to add to my violet collection, but I think although the violet in here plays a very big part, and I love the heart of this note, this fragrance, because of the violet, I think it's the ambergris here that really does, you know, keep me captivated. It's the thing I think that keeps me addicted to this fragrance, and it's just keeps this beautiful warmth and slightly saltiness and depth. And yeah, it's like all the things that I've described that ambergris gives you, it's doing it for this base in here. I've still got sharpness from the opening. I've still got a beautiful violet softness as well. The ambergris in the base provides just another beautiful layer. So that is my first choice of ambergris note. This is Black Rain by Rainier. So my second example of an ambergris note is a bit of a cheat, if I'm honest, but like I said, there's no hard rules here. We're just going to go with it. This is a sample, Papillon Artisan Perfumes. Now, obviously, this is a rose dominant fragrance. I could have included this in my rose pick, but I've got so many rose fragrances that I just figured, you know what, this can make it into my ambergris pick, because it's got to be in there somewhere. And actually I don't have that many ambergris fragrances. What I get in here is the most beautiful rose ever. This fragrance is offering you 2 beautiful roses, obviously the Bulgarian rose and the Rose de May, oak moss, beeswax, hay and ambergris. So let's just focus on the ambergris. The ambergris in here is giving me exactly what I want it to give. Everything I've described about how it gives you this beautiful, addictive, salty, sweet, sickly, gorgeous base, that is exactly what it's doing. It's absolutely perfectly balanced in equal measure with the rose in here. The ambergris is so sexy. It is so sexy and warm and slightly salty and a little bit sweet. Oh, and it's just stunning, absolutely stunning. So there you go, Tobacco Rose. That is my second choice for the ambergris note. So lastly, but definitely not least, I have chosen a fragrance to represent the note of ambergris. It is my unicorn, it is my elixir, it is my most beloved fragrance. It really, really is. This is Confessions of a Garden Gnome. I've only mentioned this once before, and it was my first ever video that I ever did, which I think was like about 300 hours long, because I didn't have a clue how to edit back. Beautiful composition of lily of the valley. There's tobacco, there's lily, there's violet leaf. I think there might be a rose in here, but it's not, not a main player at all. It also has, of course, a beautiful note of ambergris. This fragrance blows my mind. It's the most beautiful journey, and it is a journey of visiting a magical garden that has lush grass. It's just rained. You've got this most beautiful dewy dewdrops on everything. You've got lily of the valley growing in the garden, and you've got this beautiful ambergris note that's just wafting all around you. The balance in here is stunning. The ambergris just stays there the whole way through. It's not linear. There is some complexity to this fragrance, and I'm going to keep saying the word beautiful, magical and ethereal and all these things because there's nothing else I can say to really summarize how much I love this fragrance. But what I obviously will say, and to finish this video, is that it is an absolutely beautiful representation of the note of ambergris. So there you have it, my 9 fragrances, 3 different notes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing this video for you, finding my 3 notes and finding my 3 fragrances to represent each one. So I'm going to leave you there. I really look forward to hearing other people's versions of this video, people that I've tagged. I hope you can do the video. I really look forward to it. Anybody else that has the idea and wants to do this, I really look forward to hearing your choices and your notes. And that is all. I shall see you all again soon, and I hope you'll all join me on my next video. Take care then. Bye.